Sup guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a part 2 of answering questions from the comments section. Reason being, you guys gave me so many comments in part 1 that I'm able to give you a part 2 based solely on the comments from part 1. So, round of applause for the support. I really appreciate it. It's clear that you guys enjoy watching these videos, so if you enjoy watching them and I enjoy making them, let's put 2 and 2 together, make a beautiful question sandwich, plop it on a table with a side of fries, and enjoy yourselves. So, let's get educated. Whoa. Yeah, let's go. First question that I can find, Glazin. And he's asking, could you please do a MARSOC vid if you haven't already done one yet? No. And reason being, I'm actually very sad that I never worked with MARSOC, even though I was a Marine. What MARSOC is, if you guys didn't know, is basically they're the Navy SEALs of the Marine Corps. They're the Special Forces. MARSOC Raiders. And I had a couple of people who are, actually my rack mate in boot camp is actually in their schooling right now. He's becoming a MARSOC Marine, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I don't know what I was doing with my hands crossed. But then, yeah, I know that my XO from my company, which is like sort of the second man, the shipmate of the CEO of my company, was going MARSOC as well. So there's a lot of people who want to do MARSOC, but I never work with them. The only people I work with was Navy SEALs and Green Berets, strangely enough, even though I was a Marine. But I mean, about MARSOC, see, I can't really tell you much. I was a Marine. I wasn't a Special Forces Marine, though. What I can say about Special Forces in general, I think one of the biggest misrepresentations people have, civilians make about Special Forces, is how long the training is. Because if you take, I actually just watched a Navy SEAL documentary 3 days ago, right after I made that video. I watched it all. It was about BUDS, and BUDS is the first 6 months of Navy SEAL boot camp. A lot of people think that BUDS is what you do, that 6 months of training, you do 6 months of BUDS, and you're a Navy SEAL. Yeah, go kill Osama bin Laden. No, it's not what it's like. What you have to do is you have to do BUDS, and then you have to do another 1.5 years of training afterwards, and then maybe after 1.5 years you can become a Navy SEAL if they accept you into a team. You're not a Navy SEAL out of BUDS. So, look, like, unless your heart is, basically where I'm putting this all is, unless you're willing to die to become a Navy SEAL or MARSOC Raider, I would say don't even think about it. And also, I would say don't even think about joining the Special Forces before you even become a Marine or sailor. Usually, for most of them, I know MARSOC, actually this isn't true for MARSOC because my buddy's going into it, but at least for Navy SEALs, most Navy SEALs have to complete an entire enlistment of the Navy in order to become a Navy SEAL. So think about becoming a sailor, airman, soldier, Marine first before even thinking about that stuff. So I've been in that question for a while now. Let's get on to it. You ever think about re-enlisting? No. Or actually, yes, but the answer is no. And the reason is because I was infantry. We don't like our job. Well, we like it, but we also don't like it. It's tough love, and we would not re-enlist. The only people I've seen re-enlist in my unit were people who had friends who died in combat, and they wanted revenge. So it's kind of a sad life they live, but they like it, and they're really motivated. It seems like the quality of life is as good as infantry can be. Why do you lift with no clips on weights from Megalodons? Man, I don't know. Did I lift with no clips on weights? That's weird. Usually, most of the time, like 99% of the time, I have clips on the weight. You know what? I bet that's that video. I didn't know that I didn't have clips on it, but when I was showing you how to deadlift. If it is that clip, the reason is because when you deadlift, you don't really need clips on your weight. There's no spotters. And like, at least for that specific video, it was CrossFit plates on a CrossFit mat, which is meant to not shift the weights and stuff. So, I mean, it wasn't such a big deal at that time. I don't know why I didn't have them. I usually have them. Preach, thanks. What's the bracelet on your wrist? Talking about this one, huh? This is, I actually touched on this in a video long before this. And this is a memorial band. I got this because, okay, basically in the military, if one of your friends dies, then a lot of times if they're close to you or whatever, you get a memorial band. And this way you can remember them. And for me, it was my buddy Tran. He was a machine gunner in my unit. He was tasked in my squad for a month. He wasn't super close. I wasn't his best buds, but he was definitely like close enough where like we were brothers. We both sucked at hikes, and we used to just talk about it all the time. We were in the same squad, and he was really helpful to us all, and we got along really well. I used to hand him mail, and like he used to actually help me get the mail as well, and I appreciated it. you know, when he died, it was just so tragic and sudden. You know, I just didn't want to forget that, so that's why I got this bracelet. Love the video. Leaving for Marine Corps boot camp in August. Wish me luck. Ooh, August coming up, man. Let's get it done. This is from DeGoat, so good luck, DeGoat. Good luck. You're gonna do just fine. So just take all this advice that I'm giving you and watch all my older videos, and you'll be fine, man. The next comment is from my one of my best friends is named Perry, and he has this channel called Truth Exposed. And now I'll actually give him a little, what is this called? A plug. I'm gonna plug him into the video. I'll put his channel in the description. Basically, he does videos on criminology, on politics, all that good stuff. He's very well done. Bigger channel than me. He's awesome. Really good in front of the camera too. Yeah. So he's asking, what's your favorite artist? And my favorite artist, he already knows the answer. It's so funny. It's his as well, which is Coldplay. And Coldplay, if you ask me to sing the lyrics to any song of Coldplay, I will be able to do it. That's how big of a fanboy I am. Actually, in order to prove it, I have a freaking, this is one of their album covers for A Rush of Blood to the Head. You guys probably don't know what it is. Nobody knows what it is. If you know the album, you'll understand what it is, whatever. So I recommend you go and give it a listen. Next question, Ross. It's not a question. Thanks for all your answers. Appreciate it, Ross. Jamie King. He's got a couple questions. All right, let's go, man. I can't answer all of them. It's like 8 of them. Hold up. Jamie King. Okay, Jamie King's like the OG. If you guys don't know, he's the OG of this channel. He's been around since he was probably the first subscriber. The guy's badass. All right, so he's got a couple questions. 8 of them. I won't be able to answer all of them. I'll try and do it real quick so I can get on to the others. What was the most common supplement being used in infantry? I would say like any pre-workout, C4. What is this, actually? My sister, she just gave me C4. Oh, my God. C4, right there. Whoa. C4, any pre-workout. Okay, so during School of Infantry, they're going to teach you a little tip. This is going to change. This is going to change my answer. So, the most common supplement, I guess this would be considered a supplement, is actually Pedialyte. If you guys don't know what Pedialyte, it's meant for like babies and infants who are they have diarrhea or they're puking or whatever, and they need electrolytes. And to stay hydrated, you give them Pedialyte, which is basically in this like Fiji water-esque boxed juice thing, whatever. It's just a bunch of electrolytes. It tastes like juice. It tastes really good. They're gonna teach you that in School of Infantry. Take it before a hike. Drink like a whole thing of Pedialyte, or not a whole thing actually. You're only supposed to take like a cup, but people drink like half the jug of Pedialyte, and it's meant for infants, but it's really good for your electrolytes and stuff. So, God, all right. How important is practicing drill beforehand, before boot camp? No, don't do it. They're gonna teach you all that stuff. No worries. How different are 0311 in the Army from 0311 Marines? Oof, Jamie, man. A lot of things. The Army is so much more funded, so they're gonna have way better gear. Differences wise, okay, 0311, the Army, first of all, is called 11 Bravo. I think there's like different subsections, but 11 Bravo is what a rifleman is in the Army, and 0311 is what a rifleman is in the Marines. Now, Army's gonna have way better equipment. They're gonna have lighter helmets, better night vision, better rifles, better optics, and way decked out. They're gonna have decked out things, better magazines. Everything's gonna be better warming layer too. And then the Marines. And the Marines, what makes us so special is that we do the job better than them with less equipment and less gear and worse gear. We do things better with less to our disposal. So that's what makes us so valuable to the military, because we shouldn't even exist. There's an army. I mean, yeah, the Army's, okay, also the differences between them. The Army is meant to defend, and the Marines are meant to invade. So there's no reason that we should have a Marine Corps, especially in the desert and stuff. It's just because we do so well with so little. That's why they put us out there. So, good question. What's the perception of those who get... I can't do that. What's it like being around an officer? They're really chill. You don't have to worry about it. Obviously, you have to salute, but if you don't salute them outside, and one of your like NCOs see them, like, first of all, you're gonna salute them because they're chill. They aren't gonna yell at you at all. Like, they're awesome. I love officers. Like, every officer I have is super chill. But you do salute them out of respect. And if you don't salute them, even on accident, then you're going to get chewed out by your peers, and they're going to yell at you and Article 15 you. Laptop or tablet? I'm looking at an iPad right now. Got my head in an iPad, I'm sorry. Apple or Samsung? Come on, you know the answer. If you could choose another branch, would you go Army 0311 or Coast Guard? Coast Guard. I've thought about this, Coast Guard all the way. I think they're so badass. I mean, they're just the policemen of the sea. Yeah, I wouldn't call them a military branch, even though they are. Like, come on. They're policemen. But they actually get more action than most Marines, including me, because I was just on base the entire time. They get to go out and, like, communicate with people and, you know, stop drug traffickers and shit. So, pretty cool. Yep, this guy, good, appreciate it. Any tips on living in the barracks? Ooh. I would say, don't go in other, okay, 3 tips. I would say 3 tips, yeah. Don't go in another unit's barracks. Especially if you have your camis on and you're not, like, you know, it's during work hours. Second of all, be on everybody's good side. So, like, you don't want any enemies, because if you're in the when you're sleeping in the barracks, you will have fire watch some nights, and if you aren't on somebody's good side, they're gonna put you on fire watch. Like if they're on duty, you know, they're gonna put you on fire watch or duty, or, you know, which means you have to stay up during the night 4 hours, and like, actually 4 hours, FOUR. It's crazy. You have to stay up and just walk around the barracks. So make sure to be on everybody's good side. Don't have any enemies if you can handle it. And also the last tip would be, don't go on another platoon's deck. Now, I've heard horror stories from 3-7, which is the unit that was next to us. And what they used to do is, if a platoon member from a different platoon went on their deck, which is, like, you know, there's, like, 3rd level, 2nd deck, you know, 3rd, you know, all that. If somebody from a different platoon went on their deck, they would kidnap him and freaking beat him up, and they'd have another platoon member come and, like, grab him and, like, you know, freaking haze him, or, you know, whatever. So don't go on another platoon's deck if your unit's like that. Make sure you know your ins and outs of the barracks. Don't go on another person's place. And yeah, just stay out of trouble. You don't want any enemies. And yeah, I'd say that's a good tip. I mean, I can't give you the whole life of barracks life, but I mean, at the end of the day, all of us are just trying to get by, and, you know, there's a couple assholes, but just, you know, just try and be nice. Fast equals SWAT on steroids. True. That's about it. Fast is, just watch my other video, you'll understand. Trump 2020. Ooh, who knows? I don't know. Hey, could you talk about security forces? Yeah, so I wasn't security forces, but all security forces have to be a rifleman, which is what I was, and then they have to do a month of training after, it might be a couple months, I think it's just a month, of training after School of Infantry, after becoming a rifleman, to become a security forces, and they learn all the protocol and ins and outs of being a security forces Marine, and then they go to their base, and they stay on post on a base for 12 hours a day. So, security forces, I've heard, is pretty boring, unless you go fast afterwards or something. Fast is the sort of step up from security forces. I'm 16, my dream is to be an officer. Hey, good luck, Wolf. Let's get it done, man. Thanks for answering my question. Yeah, no problem. He knows some Polish. Ooh, okay. Favorite artist? I already answered it. What's your MOS? 0311. I've already said this, like, every single video. Guys, I got through it. Oh my god, I got through it. I appreciate it, guys. Hopefully I answered all of your questions. I'm pretty sure I did. Some of it was just like, oh, thank you. And I was like, oh, yeah, no problem, bro. Yeah, so I'm going to end the video. It actually has to be under 15 minutes, which is convenient. Or else I can't upload it through my phone. I'm looking at the timer now. Oh my god, it just keeps going up. Guys, I appreciate it. Leave some more comments for the next video. I love making these videos, and I hope you do too, and watching them. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.